Longzhu Gaming.
Yeah, both these teams coming off 2-1 wins. The Jin Air win for Samsung did have quite a lot of head scratches, and even Game 3 where they were ahead, there was a Baron steal. The game went longer than expected. Samsung didn't look fantastic in that series. Freaka Freaks had certainly some innovation over Afrika, and it was largely a cleaner series for them, so that was a small sign that maybe Samsung shouldn't come in heavy favorites, but they should be favorites, and the fact that Longzhu played so good in Game 1, we'll see if that is just the start of what could be an epic 3-game series or a preview for Game 2 as Longzhu actually ban away the Rulers Jin on blue side. Prey had a fantastic game on Jin in Game 1. They don't want to first pick the Jin, but they don't want Ruler, who of course defaults to Jin as well, to pick it up either. So a high premium on Jin, just second day of 7-12, means that the jungle picks are very powerful and at least is open for Cuz.
Be very happy with that one. Go ahead, pick that up first and foremost. You mentioned Caitlyn already taken off the board here, so Samsung, where do they want to go? Do they just want to grab a jungler here for themselves, or maybe start the ADC drafts coming through? Something like the Varus is still on the board. Could see that, and maybe it's just an extremely early Orianna. That would be a bit surprising to see as the first pick on the red side, but for now, we'll just be the Braum here for Core JJ yet again.
It would be an insane premium where they want to go with the jungle pool. Many junglers have been messing around with Rek'Sai that received those tweaks and buffs on 7-12. Ultimate a lot more reliable. It's a gap closer and burstability, and Ambition, who is a legacy Rek'Sai player from previous metas, will jump on it. Does mean probably going to be a pick comp here from the side of Samsung Galaxy. You need strong CC from your lanes to allow Rek'Sai to get the level 6 ganks off and start the snowball, given that she is much more of an early game fighter than previous Rek'Sai. So the Taliyah perhaps will be the draft. You would want to take it in answer to the Orianna if Ori is selected at this point in the draft. So could see Crown just pick Taliyah for himself on red side. LeBlanc is the other big pick that combines well with the Rek'Sai, but it's not a Crown pick. So Taliyah there in the draft makes a lot of sense. Great synergy in the Taliyah and the Rek'Sai. Now we get to go to the next round of the draft, but we just glossed over the fact that, hey, Prey gets to play Ashe for the first time in a while, so that's going to be a treat on the blue side. Strong pick CC and synergy between Elise and Ashe. So top lane and support, what Longzhu is looking for, and getting that top lane advantage is so big. Samsung can last pick a top lane champion for Cuvée. Cuvée always had a smaller champion pool, and Khan seems to have an endless one. So blind picking a top laner is probably going to be what Longzhu will have to do, and they want to blind pick something very powerful in the lane, and that's why you see Jace banned away.
Yeah, take that one off the board. The Varus now going to be focused out by Longzhu as they want to go ahead and offset Ruler a bit here with the ADC pool. Ashe was available in Game 1, but the Jhin taken by Prey. See if he can have as accurate of a performance as we saw from him now that he switches over to those enchanted crystalline arrows on the ultimate. And Zyra will actually be banned here because Gorilla, he had one hell of a game, like I said, topping the damage, doing more, not topping the damage, but doing more than BDDs on the Orianna.
And now Gorilla is kind of in an emaciated form when it comes to jungle AD carry choices. Twitch is one he's played. He's 1-0 in that this season. Ezreal would be his historic pick, but no one is playing Ezreal anymore. So we are probably not going to see the Prodigal Explorer in this game. Twitch is selected, has the Braum to be able to have a bit of a front line, but will not be Gragas and 4 tanks in front of a Twitch. Will probably have to be very on point with his positioning. Let's see what Longzhu most interestingly choose for the top lane. It's a top lane blind pick, like I mentioned. Renekton's open, so that's going to be it. I thought it was going to be exciting, then I realized Renekton was open.
Well, could see that one again. Very well handled the Kled from Cuvée. There in game number 1, Cuvée could just try to bring that one back out and win the lane this time around.
Speaking of winning lane, double ranged into Braum Twitch would be very powerful. I know that we're all excited to see the return of something like the Alistar from Gorilla, but he does have another ranged option. Sure, it doesn't have the lane presence of particularly the Lulu. The Thresh has a ranged auto attack and has been one of the best performing champions for Gorilla. So even though it's into Braum, there are other good hook targets, and not the worst is the Rek'Sai. Now, Gnar was banned away in the second round of Game 1. Second time Cuvée has been able to run Gnar into Renekton, but Khan's Renekton is a different proposition than, for example, the last time that he played this matchup. So we'll see how Khan can make that one happen. Cuvée got the counter pick. They got potential for lane presence at the top lane, but one of the reasons we have seen little Gnar, barring the last week or so, is that if Gnar falls behind, he loses a lot of the chase potential. He has to choose between laning items and tank items. If he falls behind, Gnar is not the same champion, and also has to be on point with his teleports during the rage bar. There's a lot of variables to make Gnar work as simply as you'd want him to, and largely until recently, when Cuvée brought it back, Gnar has been out of the Korean meta.
Yeah, need to have that timing down if you want to make those impactful TP plays in the late game. That massive stunt, knocking people into the wall with an R ultimate to try to set that up for a big team fight. So we'll see if Cuvée can deliver from this one. We did see it just yesterday during the telecom war. Was able to contribute to the victory, but wasn't really the catalyst for it.
And also, it's Elise Renekton, so the first CC comes in, Elise there, so they're going to have to be so careful, Cuvée, in the laning phase. Don't even want to give up vertical jungling, otherwise Renekton might be able to run away with the lane.
All right, well, match point here for Longzhu, looking for the 2-0 to move themselves into that third place spot. Let's see if they can close it out, or if Samsung will take us to Game 3. Here we go.
Hey.
Well,
I hope that doesn't mean what it would mean in the Western world.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this is a bit different here for Korea.
Please appreciate our cultural norms.
Yeah, I'm just gonna appreciate the art, I guess. Not really the meaning behind it. The potential meaning.
Well, we won't ruminate about that one too much. We'll ruminate about the level 1. Samsung invading again with Braum as predicted, but
Khan's definitely feeling the opposite after game 1. He should be elated.
I mean, what a season, right? This guy was on the bench in China and now is a star in Korea. And, of course, a new star, so that star could fade, but a first-round robin that any player would be super proud of, regardless of experience in the league. So, only things to smile about, you'd think, for Khan.
It's been very good stuff from this guy. Just bloodthirsty performances. I'll always think back now when I hear Khan's name to that 1v2 versus SK Telecom as Fiora. Such a great performance by him. Longzhu staying grouped up here, looking for a hook if Crown were to push in a bit too far for some vision.
I know Khan wants to contest Raptors. That's pretty damn standard. But Talia to try and steal one away and stop the level 2. Crown doesn't find Crown and Khan, that's tricky. Crown doesn't find a Raptor start, so they don't have any advanced vision on either side. That's a change, as you remember in Game 1. Longzhu, when they were on the red side, had wards on the enemy blue, and that's what led to the vertical jungling. This time, Longzhu don't want vertical jungling, because it's much easier to set up around the bot side than the top side when you're on blue side. And they want to be in position to enact a gank, because Renekton Elise is one of the most deadly jungle top lane ganking duos around level 3.
See Ruler there, paying his respects to his former teammates with that skin there on the Twitch. In the meantime, Khan just going forward, trying to bully out Cuvée as much as possible. Doesn't have the hyper, so can't really punish as much as he normally would on that Gnar. Now that he's got the level 2, should see that coming through.
Also think it's a little disingenuous to say that Ruler's former teammate was Imp, given they were never on the squad at the same time. He's just pretending it's a Samsung general skin. His Ambition's got some nice pathing here.
Yeah, gonna be wrapping around the backside. Lantern out here from Gorilla, gonna try to create a bit of distance. Prey won't get knocked up at least, but Gorilla will get locked down by the concussive blows and still is gonna be vulnerable to falling. Has to play in, tries to turn this one around. Turret shots going in on the Ruler, makes it out of range.
Ruler?
The second one can come through, has to pop the heal himself as Prey nearly punishes him with that first blood. And good lord, action-packed bottom lane. Multiple summoner spells used out on the bottom side, though. 4 on the side of Samsung, 3 from Longzhu.
I think Gorilla didn't skill at level 2 and then had the Lantern available. Could have flashed for further duration, as we see this again.
Flash forward this time from Ambition. Does lock in Gorilla, and he will fall. Ambition finds the kill.
Nice stuff from Ambition. It was really interesting. So,
I mean, that's like what we saw from game 1 from Cuz.
Yeah, Gorilla did so much work to not allow him to die and try to turn it around with the Flay. But the repeat gank from Ambition was smart. It was heads up, and now Prey just face checks.
Yeah, gonna get knocked or get stunned up here, and yet again Ambition is here. The knockup will still come through. He's underneath the turret though as Prey tries to retreat. Will the poison be enough? What's a final shot? Prey Seeker almost takes him out, but Prey will be able to walk away with his life, but he cannot play this far forward again.
Well, if Cuz had a tent around mid lane, Ambition had an impressive one.
Prey is
in this particular game.
Is gonna give you a heart attack here.
Holy crap, things are happening all across the Rift at the same time. Huge extended deny onto Cuvée in the top side. Khan has been proxying for multiple minion waves while our attention has understandably been on bot side. Khan's level 4 to Cuvé's level 2. He's not getting any experience. There's nothing he can do because he doesn't have vision on where Elise is, because Elise is still topside.
This is brutal.
Khan might as well be singed in this game. Finally forced, after the 3rd minion wave, to pull away. And this is the thing about Na, right? Is that if you're getting full experience in a short lane, double control ward down, ranged auto attack, you might as well be Kennen because you're just auto attacking, or Teemo, depending on which way you go. One of the Yordles just auto attacking on a melee champion, but when things go wrong and your build from behind has to both dominate lane and also be in the position for team fights, the reliability goes away on the Gnar pick. So while First Blood does go to Samsung, Longzhu are getting pressure on the top side that's not afforded by the mismatch between Renekton and Gnar.
Well, solid stuff here for Khan yet again, singing him praises at the start of this series, and he's been earning them. Infernal Drake will be starting things off. No Cloud to be seen yet.
Ambition has early Tiamat because of the First Blood, so he does a lot of trade damage. Got the Fervor as well. Khan walks up.
He's going to be coming through here. Khan will get popped up, has the slice and dice ready to go, jumps to the side. Cuvée not level 6, will not have the stun, but Khan actually flashes away as that last auto comes through, and Cuvée will find the kill. 2-0 for Samsung to start things off just 6 minutes into this game.
Yeah, Khan overthought the situation, thought that he could get away, but the auto attack was already in midst of going through, and Cuvée had flash, so crucially Khan dies and doesn't even trade flash with either Ambition, who was already down, and Cuvée, who still has flash up. Big for Samsung, and all the momentum that Longzhu had in game 1 is now actually being generated for Samsung.
Very much. And part of those multiple visits down to the bottom lane there from Ambition, finally finding that First Blood.
And it was so important for Ambition to make the play on top side because he's still down 15 CS. He's still down a lot of experience, so getting some gold, getting to a 1-item power spike is important given how much Cuvée was held down as we were watching the action in bot.
Does get the spot out there on Ambition, or onto Cuz rather, with that Tremor Sense.
And Cuz himself is YOLOing a little bit, going for the boots of mobility when he hasn't got a successful gank off. So this is hit the cocoon, get the gank off, or fall pretty perilously behind. He was gambling in game 1, but the gambles paid off. Sometimes when you gamble from behind, it's actually a doubly poor move because then you don't even have the items to scale into late game. So risk taker is Cuz in this particular game.
Yeah. Can't really afford to lose the money on his bets. So far, Samsung just going to have a very minor lead. 600 about here at the moment. Flash forward here from Gorilla, gets the play in on the ruler. Hook won't land, but the Cocoon is there to follow up, and Prey will snatch up that first kill here for Longzhu. Core JJ was on a merry stroll up through the river.
Mata-esque with those mechanics. Very nice from Gorilla, another one of our highlight Thresh players.
Mata would have hit the hook.
That's true.
Another visitation to the top side of the map here for Ambition. Will get spotted by Khan. So he sees that control ward go down. Won't be able to clear it yet. Instead, just wants to go ahead and track this Rek'Sai a bit as he walks down towards that blue buff, which is being taken.
On smart, playing this heads up.
Gotta be careful,
here.
Ground is nearby. Weaver's wall's available. Seems like they don't want to fight yet. They'll just be going back into the jungle. Keep themselves safe. Not going to find that takeaway. The blue buff will be handed over to BDD.
just coming back to the idea of gambles and taking risks. I do love that in League of Legends. When it's the best teams, you can't control the whole map. Well, that's what we've learned about League of Legends. It's not Season 2. It's not even Season 4 where Marta could just pink ward everything and it'd BK. The game has changed a lot, and because you have limited vision and limited rotations, and people really understand how the game should be played, you kind of have to put your eggs somewhere and hope it'll pay out. You see it in drafts when there's Protect the Cogmore or Twitch. You see it in early game when it comes to vertical jungling to set up a strong topside matchup. And this has been a series where both junglers have looked to get advantages in many different ways. We saw this time it was Ambition, smart pathing, and the return ganks getting the advantages around the bot side as Kuz and Khan were denying Cuvée in the top. Kuz and Khan thinking, hey, stop this, the gold coming through to Cuvée as they return to him again. This won't kill him, but another minion wave he's denied from.
Well, you say that won't kill him, but BDE certainly can. Shockwave will be flashed away. Cuvée keeps himself safe. Ambition is starting up this Infernal Drake, and there's no way for them to respond to this, so instead, Longzhu going to have to try to go all in on the first brick.
And that means to trade, right? It's going to be first brick and potentially the Rift Herald for quite a high-value Drake in the Infernal.
Ambition's going low. Ash Arrow coming out, locks him in. Will he die? Has a smite to keep himself alive, and Core JJ arrives just in time to help him take this one down. For a moment, that was rather scary. He's got the Honey Fruit as well to go ahead and try to top himself back up, but the first brick does go over to Longzhu. They'll be stretching out the first lead really for themselves in this game number 2. 700 in their favor at the moment.
Will also be able to push in. Very strong 2v2 that Talia has been free farming. Smart of Ambition to smite early.
Let's see, do they just want to rotate over for this Rift Herald? Seems like the answer is no. Crown is playing rather far forward, but is still cheating down towards that lower half of the river, so keeping himself safe from the Elise.
What I'm trying to get to with my point is that everything here has been traded. Pressure has gone between top and bot lane. Both teams understand what they want to do. Longzhu, they want to slow down Cuvée.
They want to win.
But that's, you know, on a very simple level, you're correct, but Longzhu thinks that winning is Cuvée not being able to just harass down Renekton and teleport, and Samsung are just trying to get the Twitch going so that he can be a late-game weapon. So that's when the games are the best. We definitely have games where one team's doing all the right things, the enemy team's like, I don't even know where I should be. But these are the sort of games that really appeal to me as a caster, because both teams know what they need to do, and yet only one team will be able to win by the end of this.
The simple analysis is my forte, Pop Smithy.
It's what we bring you around for, Achilles. We need you for this.
No, I do want that. I do want that on a soundboard here. I don't even know where it is.
The Papa soundboard.
That would be great if somebody could compile.
There'd definitely be a 1:20 analytical point that I should be able to make in 20 seconds. That would be part of my soundboard. But you got to know what you're good at and what you're not good at.
Somebody should just make an OGN Legion soundboard. That'd be great. I'll give somebody $10 if they make a good one.
Well, you said it on broadcast for all time now, so you're bound to that.
It needs to have at least 20 solid clips on it. I'll give somebody $10 if they send it to me on Twitter.
Well, there you go. Offer officially made. Longzhu have now translated their vision around the top side. Previously, Ambition put down a control ward. They were keeping Renekton's laning phase a bit more of a headache. But after the push and shove, 20 CS advantage for Khan, and a not so great matchup is still a pretty good reward for Longzhu's visits to the top side.
You know, there's somebody who's just been stockpiling clips of us for some reason. It's like my moment.
We also didn't specify a quality level, so they could just stockpile clips from this game.
It's true. They have to be good ones, though.
You didn't say that in the original offer.
Okay.
Always be specific when there's binding evidence, Kilios.
This is true. You got me there.
Longzhu with the first brick have 1,000 gold lead, but it's really not anything massive. Samsung's comp is very all-in, the sort of comp where frontline needs to be strong because no one's really peeling for the Twitch apart from just a Braum.
Yeah.
Can be a clean-up Twitch, but can't really be a Twitch you anchor your whole comp around. So it's kind of waiting for that first Weaver's Wall. The Crown has always been pretty damn on point at using, and with their vision, Renekton for now just soloing down the Rift Herald.
We'll be able to take that one. No vision nearby. No one really nearby to try to contest him except for Cuvée either. The likelihood of getting the steal would be very slim, so it seems like Longzhu will just be able to pick this up, which is surprising given that Samsung, you know, was the first team to really put that heavy priority on taking the Rift Herald. And in game 1, now in game 2, will be losing out on this objective.
It might be the first time we've ever seen Rift Herald soloed by a top laner with no jungler even coming through for a smite. So just straight up taken by Khan. A lot of spare time. Control wards recently put on the top side. Gnar didn't have time, but basically was just saying, hey, I'm going to push things in. I don't know where Renekton is. He might be ganking someone. Teleport was up. Flash was up. So all they could do was have Crown play safely in the mid side. And all in the meanwhile, 40 seconds of time gets Khan a Rift Herald.
Oh, Ash Arrow coming through. Flash away will be there for Ruler, and the hook will go wide. So Cuz, on his little visitation down to the bottom side of the map, will not be coming up with the gank, but still get that summoner spell away from the very squishy Twitch. Now Prey being left alone for a moment. We'll see that Winter's Bite come through, but has that Dark Passage, taking the safety of the Crown, arrives to the Weaver's Wall, finally using it. Gorilla is going to be the first target, flashes over to the other side, has the Death Sentence right as Khan arrives, gets the stunning onto Core JJ, he is going to be the target. Ambition manages to take down Cuz in the 1v1, but they will trade back and get rid of Core JJ. 1-for-1 overall support for jungle, but now Longzhu going to be looking for a bit more as they summon that Rift Herald. They seek that tier 1 tower in the bot lane.
And while it could have been a good trade for Samsung, because of the Rift Herald, it's actually going to be a lot more perilous for them because they'll be able to rush down this bot lane turret, even though Cuvée didn't teleport, didn't find the right scenario for it, wasn't in the right form either. You have so many more options when you can teleport bot and have the Rift Herald, because trading up in turrets is so easy when you have the Rift Herald at your side.
Gonna try to keep this Rift Herald alive as long as possible, but don't have the pressure to stick around. Khan is all on its lonesome, so just get one final minor charge into the turret before it dies. Just a bit of damage, but still Longzhu. They do profit with that turret take. They open up the map even more, 2-1 in that regard, but the gold lead is very minuscule.
I mean, Crown's ultimate here was fantastic. It actually almost forced Prey to just be instantly popped, had to flash over the wall. So we're going to see the other side of the fight, where Ambition hits the ultimate, much more reliable on 7-12.
Yeah, Prey can't just dodge it.
Yeah, Prey and Gorilla both pulled back. They got the hook onto Braum, took him down, so kills welcome for the side of Longzhu. But items starting to get to more parity. Cuvée now has his Black Cleaver. That has gone for a laning item. A little bit less of a laning item than the last time Gnar was in meta, because if you remember, last time Gnar was in meta, Black Cleaver didn't have as much health on it. Was much more of the offensive item, and Frozen Mallet became an item for
Frozen Mallet Black Cleaver build.
For the, I'm just going to chase you down in lane, ha ha ha.
All that shred, all that slow.
The tilt build. Thankfully,
bad times.
Largely gone away.
I can't even think back to that one with fondness, but now Cloud Drake started up here by Samsung looking for a second one. Cuvée is here, pinching down from above. Knock up onto Gorilla, concussive blows get popped, and he will go down as Ruler finds the kill. Cuz now getting knocked back, seismic shove. Almost takes him out as the boomerang comes through there for Cuvée. It seems like this dragon will just be handed off to Prey. Not in a position to throw out that volley to try to get the steal. We'll just have to go ahead and peel back, and now it's 2 stacks here for Samsung. Just 300 gold down.
Yeah, pretty greedy stuff from Longzhu. Sorry, no reason for Gorilla to walk up. No teleport on Khan. It meant they were never going to be able to have a 5-man contest. So kind of strange to see him basically face check, give up his life. Cuz went down low as well. That's just one you give up. The first one was an Infernal, you feel bad about that. The second spawn was a Cloud Drake. So I think you just give it up with the context of where the game was at. Because now Thresh is dead and he's turning on
jumped
Prey.
On. Glacial Fisher comes through as he gets knocked up because of blows yet again procced. And Gorilla just a bit too late to offer up that Dark Passage. Prey will fall, loses out on the heal, and now Samsung will be looking to take this tier 1 turret in the bottom side of the map.
And it's an extension of Thresh dying, means he wasn't in position for Prey to walk up and wave clear. Cuvée being a lot more respectful, even though he lost those levels early, he didn't die. So even though he's behind in gold, could be much worse, Achilleos, as bot lane turret goes down. Gold lead finally there for Samsung, and they have those 2 Drakes as well.
Yeah, have that late game insurance if necessary. And Cuvée is stabilizing, as you say. Just needs to catch up a bit more, but with the waves being pushed in towards that tier 2, should be able to farm up with relative safety.
Cinderhulk into the Titanic Hydra is the build we imagine Ambition is going for. Builds kind of evolved multiple times over for Rek'Sai last time she was in the meta, but early AD now very important on her. Weren't able to trade the red buffs, so slight red buff advantage, but not really something to write home for on the side of Longzhu.
That's the game decider.
Stranger things have happened. steal a Baron with the red buff burn. You feel pretty good about it, Kilios.
You know, you say Stranger Things. Rek'Sai actually kind of sounds like the creature from Stranger Things.
You're right on that, actually.
The little noises that she makes when she's burrowed. Oddly reminiscent.
The Void also does kind of parallel the Shadow World or whatever it was called.
The Upside Down.
There we go.
Well, that's what the kids called it. I don't know what that's what the kids are calling it these days.
Well, they seem to be pretty adept scientists. And that science teacher who unwittingly knew everything.
He had that sick mustache.
He did have a sick mustache. Braum has a sick mustache too.
Yeah.
When are you going to have a sick mustache, Kilios?
Man, you see this? League of Legends is actually just a rip-off of Stranger Things.
That's what, well, actually, it's probably the other way around if you think about it.
Nope. Doesn't matter that this came out years beforehand.
Ah, the time vortex. You didn't talk about that. Makes sense.
Yeah. Time is irrelevant in the Upside Down.
What's relevant in this game is that a lot of control wards and a Twitch means the pick power is there for Samsung. That's why they're running up on
power,
Prey.
yeah, looking for him, but the Dark Passage is there this time. Gorilla not recovering from having recently died. It's going to be trying to match that wave clear coming through.
Twitch.
But Ruler is he's in a pretty good spot right now.
And Twitch, you know, on a simple level, is trading farm with Ashe in the mid lane. So advantage Samsung there, given what Twitch represents in late game team fights. Teleport pretty deep. Ruler's already invisible.
Ashe here just going to be sidestepped nicely there by Core JJ. Flashes to the side as well to get away from the Kakuna. Now Gorilla in a spot of bother. Glacial Fisher comes down, knocks him up with the backside of that seismic shove, but he's got the Dark Passage to help get Khan out at least. So no one going to go down.
The teleport used, and Cuvée in the bot lane just pushing up. So Carnos have to rush bot lane, not have teleport to answer. A lot of windows here for Samsung to make big plays around the map. Baron control with a teleport advantage. Should be straightforward, but Longzhu looking for a pick to try and stop the Baron control from Samsung.
Because hovering in the brush there does walk beside, so Ambition spots him with that tremor sense. So he has to go ahead and just hightail it out of the river. Self-safe, but they do give up quite a lot of vision priority around the Baron. Still do have that Scuttle Crab for a little bit longer for the guaranteed vision. But once that's gone, it's going to be pretty blind here for Longzhu. They'll have to push back in. Try to get some control wards down and maintain vision over that Baron. It's only 20.5 minutes in, but Cuvée and Ambition both going to be pretty tanky to go ahead and trade off on that objective, so a couple picks could very easily transition into that.
We're walking up. Thresh is here, but won't be there for the initial round of damage. The seismic shove hitting would be a lot of threat onto Prey. He's fishing for one.
Weaver's wall. Dark Passage comes through. Tries to interrupt with the seismic shove. That would have been a bit flashy, but now TP and Ambition going to get jumped on by Cuz, who is now all on his own. Flashes over, takes it to the side, takes a blast cone in, but Ambition leaps the wall. The heal comes out, trying to keep him alive. The poison ticking away. Seems like Cuz will be able to exit safely, but the Elise will have to go back to base to heal up.
That was a lot of next levels in that particular one. Like you mentioned, the seismic shove attempt. And also the Weavers wall. Cuz doesn't fall. Gets over a very fat wall, if you think about it, with the Weaver's wall and also the permanent terrain. Well, no one's died yet, although...
Popping the Dominus goes in underneath the turret, but the heal yet again coming through from an ADC to keep somebody alive. This time it's Ruler helping out Ambition. He does stay up and doesn't have to burn the flash. Now Longzhu, though, have a decent shove potential here in this mid lane. We're going back into Stealth as they open up onto the turret. Core JJ coming nearby. Just have that Glacial Fissure to offer up, and the wave is not in underneath the turret. Khan's taking this one up. So long as you do have to feel back, but they nearly get that tier 1 hook.
Oh, interrupt!
Mid hook here onto Cuvée.
Oh,
Nowhere near
baby!
the Meganar, and they just blow him up.
Nice stuff from Gorilla. Lost a fight on his own around the Drake. Gets one here. Longzhu pushing up because Crown was topside with no Weaver's War and, of course, no teleport. Ruler has to use his ultimate, so the threat is pretty low from Samsung. Ruler without an ultimate is much less useful in a team fight. It won't get them an objective, but it's a confidence booster for Longzhu.
Well, Samsung will be picking up yet another one, a second Cloud Drake on the way for these guys. So now 3 stacks for that Elder Dragon. Let's see what the next one's going to be. Seems like it's going to be a 3rd Cloud in a row. I got our hopes up with that first Fire Drake. Infernal. Whatever it is.
You got there eventually,
yeah.
Yes.
It burns things. Arson Drake.
Put arson in our minds. We do not condone arson on this broadcast.
I don't. That's why we kill the dragons.
But we love Rumble, and he clearly is all about arson.
That's true. So is Ziggs, sort of. Well, he's more explosions. He's like the Michael Bay of League of Legends.
He certainly is. About as well choreographed as Michael Bay is, sir. The one guy who likes Transformers is really mad right now.
That's fine.
I'm going to see the replay here. Well, that was a prediction right there by Gorilla.
Yeah.
Remember, if you guys missed game 1, he is ill on this day, so he's going to feel pretty good about that one. Spoke to him in between games, and it didn't sound like Gorilla, because he was just a little bit sick and stuffy. Sore throat is what I was told, but I was told that he will be going to the hospital after this game, so clearly it's pretty serious.
That's always hard to judge, because you kind of go to the hospital for everything in Korea.
Hey, if you hit hooks like that, I give you the benefit of the doubt on most things, Kilios.
Sure.
Longzhu do get the outer turret in the mid lane. That's all 3 outers down from the side of Longzhu. They had the teleport back up on Khan, and this time Longzhu have the teleport advantage. So if I learned anything from this game, they'll make the right moves and start pressuring around Baron. Start to walk up. Healthy amount of respect being shown to Crown in particular with the Weaver's Wall. Where he's standing in a ward.
Zipping around, we'll open up in on the Gorilla. Hook comes through, just going to get that Banshee's Veil away from Crown.
Khan will keep split pushing up in the bot side. It is double laning items, by the way, Achilleos. It's the Frozen Mallet here, so the big focus from QV is on being able to chase down high pressure. Deep teleport from Khan super early, not spotted by Samsung Galaxy.
Coming in around the dry brush, but can he get on top of anybody is the question. Ambition will be spotting him out with that
want
Tremor
Crown.
Sense. Looking for him. Dukes up to the side, but Khan is going to be here with that stun. They'll lock him down. Dominus comes through, flashing for the play. Gorilla not going to fight it, but the shockwave comes through from BDD as he follows up. Ball carrier there from the Renekton. They find the kill, but Ruler will be taking out this tier 1 turret here in the mid lane. So all of the outers falling, but Longzhu, they want more. They're looking for the Baron.
Gorilla probably has to be the one to interrupt Ambition. Khan won't be able to do it with only just 1 CC. Baron down to 4,000.
Guzzle Buzz comes through now. Khan in a bit of danger. Has to take that Dark Passage over the
Missed
wall.
the
The Ash
arrow.
Arrow will not connect. Ambition comes in, but the spike's going to be good from Cuz. Takes that one away, and Ambition goes down.
Meganar.
2-0 so far. Cuvée looking for it. Gets a massive stun and double kill. Coming through, triple kill. Over to Cuvée. Can he find more? Prey gets locked in. Won't be able to get the Quadra as Ruler takes that one away, but Khan is the only one that makes it out of there with the Baron buff.
Yeah, Longzhu decided to rush it down, even though the interrupt was inevitably going to come in and the potential steal from Ambition. So they just decide that this is their Alamo. This is what they'll fight over. For once the Ash Arrow misses, Smite does register from Cuz, but the moment you see Cuvée walking over with Twitch, the Hurricane Bolts hitting the whole team, Cuvée at 80% on the Rage Bar. Gorilla, BDD, they try to kite back, but it's into a wall against Meganar. A kill in the mini-Gnar form, instant double kill with the Gnar ultimate. Big turnaround from Samsung Galaxy, and not a lot of bustle Longzhu to show for their Baron.
Just the one there for Khan. So utilizing this going to be very difficult for Longzhu. It seemed like that was going to be the turnaround play, but Cuvée coming up huge with that Meganar ultimate, and just like that, Samsung have a massive lead in this game, almost 3,000 up, where before it was just, you know, a couple hundred bouncing back and forth. They really started to stretch this for themselves.
And so he's gone double laning items. We knew that before. It was the Frozen Mallet and the Black Cleaver, but you'll notice that he's gone and bought a QSS with the gold from the triple kill. And basically that tells you Achilleos, so yep, really good in the side lane auto-attacking a Renekton, but he is not getting interrupted on his Meganar, that's for sure. With this build, QSS is about getting the right positioning. Doesn't have flash up, but everything else is set up for another big Gnar ultimate.
Open up here in the mid lane as Ruler tries to find Prey. Just going to be an exchange of damage.
Waste of the ult from Ruler is not a trivial thing, though. It's down.
Oh, Crown, though, it'll be a lot of trouble as the Shockwave comes down. They will finish him off. Prey finding that kill. Good find there from Khan on the flank to just take out Crown, locks him down, and the rest of Longzhu piles in for that kill.
And just a mistake from Crown, not reading the pressure of the situation well. The ult was down from Ruler, so he was not in teamfight position. Speaking of positioning, Khan is very deep, but Cuvée has a big rage bar as well.
She's trying to push them off and away from the turret. Isn't really offering up these Baron Devoured minions. Now will dash through. Get those coming through as they take out the turret. Cuvée transforms in, but like you said, no flash still available for him. So very difficult to get in a position. Won't be able to utilize that ultimate to try to turn something around here. Longzhu do net themselves that inner turret. They need a lot more to get themselves into a comfortable spot. Khan yet again wrapping around, finds Ruler, stuns him up, has the Dominus popped, and he's down to half HP, sticking on top of the ditch. Can he actually just finish this one off? The stun comes through, now Khan has to hightail it out here, but he's gonna get taken out. Yes, this could be the turnaround here for the side of Samsung. Kills coming through, 3 dead for Longzhu, 4 as Gorilla is now the last one, and it's another triple kill for Cuvée.
Yeah, BDD dies with his ultimate up. They can't find the spot. They
Flash
want the
forward,
fifth.
Cuvée, yeah, Cuvée, or Core JJ, Cuvée is almost what I said. Seismic Shove, just combining them, they're working so well together.
But it's exactly what Samsung wanted as Crown was respawned. Was going to talk about it being a down game for him. Perfect weave as well. Another triple for Cuvée, and that might decide the game, even if they might not be able to finish it just now.
10 seconds, just about on the majority of these respawn timers. Inhibitor will go down. Samsung, just like that, turned it on its head. They lose the inner, and they take way more than that on the push.
Longzhu have been basically deciding to go in as hard as possible today. It meant so much in game 1 when they're snowballing, but Khan spends forever trying to kill Ruler, and then Khan and Kaz are stuck in no man's land. Speaking of no man's land, the Weaver's Wall comes in, Gorilla can do nothing, no one takes the Lantern, people just die in the narrow crevice set up between not being able to kite back and also the walls of the Raptor Pit, and it's the killing fields for Samsung Galaxy. Find themselves 5,000 gold up, 4 Drakes up, and not even a Super Shockwave from BDD will most likely be able to turn around this game.
It takes so much more than that. They need basically an ace to try to open up this map.
Probably a couple.
Yeah. But like you said, 4 Drakes here. Triple Cloud, so not the worst thing. That could be there for Samsung, but the Elder Dragon is still going to be very scary if you're Longzhu.
And Cuvée is just role-playing Cannon now as he's just building AD, not interested in building Randuins or anything like that. Going for the Mercurial Scimitar, so 3 DPS-focused slight tankiness items coming through.
He doesn't even have MR.
Nope. Why? I mean, a little bit from the Mercurial Scimitar, but
Sure, yeah. A very slight bit, but no, like, actual solid MR item.
But guess what? If you go this build, you can't lane against him if you're Renekton, and then if you hit the Mega Gnar at the right time, you get the free resist anyway. So if you play it perfectly, this build kind of does everything, but so far you can't really criticize Cuvée, right? Because when he's been pulling it off, he's been pulling it off pretty perfectly in this game. The same player that was well held by Longzhu with their early pathing is coming back and carrying his team. He has been the superstar in game 2. So you're right, there are ways to play around it, but it's pretty delicate, and Longzhu can't make one more mistake.
I mean, it's that minor opening where Cuvée just gets absolutely destroyed by BDD and Cuz. But now comes through, Ash Arrow in, they want to kill Core JJ, even a box thrown down, just dumping everything in onto the Braum. They do kill him. At the same time, Cuvée just still has that split push going on the bottom side of the map. Seems like he doesn't want to stick around, knows that the rest of Longzhu will be having to respond to that pressure, so he will go ahead and kite back.
The ultimate irony there is if they killed him a bit slower, Cuvée might have teleported. Because I think they wanted the teleport from Cuvée so that Renekton could go on the other side of the map, push up, and not have to deal with Cuvée just holding him down, but just getting a fast pick on the Braum.
I know he's going to get a GA.
Yeah, he goes and buys some nice items. Khan walks to bot side without a teleport advantage, so he can only really push 1, maybe 2 minion waves, and then leave bot. So apart from a bit of gold and maybe denying a bit of vision, doesn't actually buy Longzhu that much in that particular situation. And yeah, the BF sword on the way to Guardian Angel. So he's a 400 AD Gnar at some point. Maybe 300, but we're pushing the numbers up pretty damn high for a Gnar.
Yeah, just waiting to see the flip over so I can actually get the numbers.
I was there for a half second, but I missed it. I think it's like 310.
That's not a very big lead over top of Prey.
Someone's pocket AD carry Gnar is getting recreated in this game with a bit of health as well. And with Kennen now kind of falling away, we saw Kennen from Huni. We saw Kennen from Huni, and that didn't really work out. And it feels like maybe the new lane dominant top laner is here as Samsung turns onto the Baron, and Longzhu for now are denied any information. 8,000, so going down pretty slow.
Cuvée still sitting in here. Scrying Orb will come through. It seems like Samsung want to go ahead and just peel right off this one because they find Kai's. He'll drop in, looking for the lantern, but the seismic shove from Crown actually takes him away from it as he drops in. Now Khan up here in the forefront. We'll get the sun into the court. JJ Ruler pushing it, and so much damage as BDD nearly goes down. One more shot from the Twitch would have found a kill. Prey has to pop the heal to keep him alive. And Samsung Galaxy will go straight back over to this Baron.
Yeah, no way for BDD to contest it. No smite to steal it away, so they give up a Baron. Eerily similar to how Longzhu watched Samsung give up a Baron in game 1. So we're trading advantages on the red side, amazingly.
Yeah, this is bizarre.
Counterintuitive. There is that Guardian Angel. World's scariest offensive Gnar. Just throwing an Infinity Edge out last item, whatever.
This is offensive.
Oh, solo queue. Stay away. If you're on the Korean ladder, don't play tonight, maybe.
Here's my plans.
You might have another 3-game series to cast after what looks to imminently be a 3-game series in the game Series 1, as Khan is going to find a very strong
It's
Twitch.
just a scrying orb, my friend. You don't need that 10 gold. He's going to get popped up, flashes away, has a slice and dice, double to actually take him out of this one. Thought for sure he was going to die, but loses the flash for 10 gold.
Got away, like you say. Made the smart move that Renekton players know of, dodging into a large character model and then getting both slice and dice. To be able to escape out. Ruler is super scary to deal with. Blade the Ruin King, Infinity Edge, Hurricane.
Terrifying. TP into the backside though. Khan
Emergency teleport.
Crown. Does have that Banshee Veil. Slice and Dice takes it off. Ash Arrow comes through. Does lock him in. Can they get the kill though? BDD pushing forward. Has the Shockwave. But the trade back damage from the Talia nearly finds the kill. But in the meantime, Ambition will be taking out that inhib yet again here in the mid lane.
Even worse, the double meantime, as Gnar has gotten the inner turret and bot lane is about to take the inhibitor turret. He's got so much attack damage, like we mentioned, 356 in mini Gnar form.
Ripping down those turrets. So, massive amount of AD now. Ruler pushing in, looking for a kill. Making his way down towards the bottom lane. Cube will get his GA popped. His Prey flashes away, but that poison might be enough to take him out. Shield does come through from BDD to keep him alive, but Gorilla cannot be saying the same. Ruler finds that first kill. They take down that second inhib in the bottom side of the map, and Samsung will go ahead and be able to walk out of here 4 members strong.
Samsung Galaxy, even without Crown being their star, are playing a very smart game in game number 2. Ambition getting ahead in the early game was well translated into Ruler opening up and taking down members. We mentioned that you need a snowball draft to be able to get advantage. This is a 4-stack Elder Dragon.
This is going to have to be the Hail Mary here for Longzhu. Glacial Fisher comes through, finds some pop-up, slowing him up with a Winter's Bite, and the Elder Dragon is still being taken by Ambition, holding this one strong, and it will be smut away. So, no real attempt there from Longzhu. They walk over, they get scared, they have to heal back, and now it's a 4-stack Elder Dragon for Samsung on top of an 8,500 gold lead.
We remember that while Ambition was stacking up the advantage bot lane, Longzhu played around top. They got Cuvée far behind in a good matchup, but then, fortunately for them, they made 2 big teamfight mistakes. The overforce on Baron got the initial triple kill. He stacked on more kills in the second ill-advised fight around the red side. And those mistakes, while Samsung were making the good trades themselves and being gifted gold and experience, means that now the game is no longer in touching distance, and that's why we're going to game 3.
It would be one of the craziest comebacks that we would have to see here for Longzhu to actually win this one out. Weaver's Wall thrown in by Crown, just trying to cut the rest of the team off away from that turret.
Definitely one of those games where the gold lead doesn't do justice for how damn strong Samsung are against Longzhu. When you see 4 items on an Orianna, you can still hope and pray if you're a Longzhu fan. They're running the map around. Ambition doesn't have a global this time, so we'll have to one around on the Rex side, but double inhibitor down. They just want to break the base in 3 spots. Tutorial victory is what Samsung's looking for.
Oh, massive wave here in the bottom side. Mid getting ready to crash. Going to draw the attention of Prey and BDD, which very well could open up Samsung to finally taking this top inhibitor turret. Ruler just keeps poking in, looking for an opening. Is he ready to go? Opens it on the Prey. The knockup comes through. Dark Passage is there. Jukes to the side. Hook comes down in onto the Ambition. A double play comes out. Glacial Fisher is there to answer, and Ambition has that ultimate. They'll jump in onto the edge. Takes them down, and Cuvée, as you say, just massive going into the back line. They just try to pull him into the fountain to actually kill him. He does go down in the end as BDD finds the kill, just moving the ball in with the distance. And so far, it's actually a 2-for-1 in favor of Longzhu, but the third inhibitor has died, so kills be damned, Samsung still come out on top.
While the Gnar ultimate connected well, it was under double Nexus turrets, over pursuing to try to end the game. Ambition swapped his life for prey, but instead of focusing on closer objectives, the minions were slowed down, trying to slowly take down the inhibitor. The game will extend, but with 3 inhibitors down for Longzhu, the equation you brought up, the amount of turmoil it will cause if Longzhu could actually pick up the 2-0 still is enacted. It's still huge advantage to Samsung Galaxy. They can pick up every buff, they can wait a minute 50 and get the Baron, and then they can go end the game to put pay to their good work in game 2.
Inhibs still a little ways away here for Longzhu overall. They need mid and bot to respawn for them to really be able to try to fight off this Baron that'll inevitably be coming through from Samsung, unless they just find a couple picks in the next couple minutes here, in the next minute and a half. They just finish it off and say, oh, you know what, we don't even need to take the Baron.
Still see the redemption coming in for Core JJ. You noticed that on patch 7.12, no redemption from Gorilla. It's less of an attractive item. Now much more of an item for a Karma or a Soraka. Samsung opening up. They want to end the game, looking for any sort of pick. 5v4 and the game will inevitably end. Ruler hasn't showed his positioning yet.
His wall comes through. Just on the other side, the hook comes down. Finds Core JJ yet again. Ash Arrow goes in, connects in on the Ruler, but he cleanses that one off instantly. And now the turrets are going to be under siege. Longzhu trying to hold on as best as they possibly can.
Faye turns into Mega Gnar.
Mid and Hip comes back up, very swiftly retaken here by Samsung, so not really missing a beat as far as the super creeps are concerned. It's going to be the 2 waves in the meantime. Bottom lane crashing in yet again. It's Longzhu here on their last leg for game 2.
Ruler is behind the Nexus.
Yeah, instant repel comes through as they try to retreat back in. Big shockwave comes down, and Ruler will be the first one that gets popped. Could they actually do this? Ambition going low, seems like he will be taken down. That's 3 kills as Khan dashes in, locks down Cuvee, who has the Guardian Angel back up. Will be retreating alongside Crown, but Longzhu in a second lease on life, at least for the moment. Both Nexus turrets nearly falling, but they come up with a miraculous hold.
Oh, baby. Every time a team goes for this big opening, thinks they can be aggressive, the other team hits them, backs them down, and says, no, it's not the right time. Ruler, in just the most surreal positioning for an AD carry, behind the enemy Nexus, looks to open up, is turned on, dies.
Longzhu, they want to go for the Baron now.
They are 5v2, and it's a Straw, a Gnar, but Khan can stay in the base and wave clear. Talia does a lot of damage. This is still pretty damn risky for Longzhu. They're not tanky. Kuz went for DPS build.
There's not really any work to ground at the moment, so this is still going to be very risky. The poke from Crown could be enough to shatter Longzhu. Baron going low. Gorilla going to be the first one to fall, but the look of it gets the shield out in the end. Shockwave into the Cuvee. They will be able to pop him out of the Guardian Angel. Can they follow up with the kill is going to be the question. Seems like the answer is yes. If they slow him up with those Ash Arrows, they will hightail it out of here as Khan says, guys, please, I desperately need some assistance. The Baron empowered minions do help out quite a bit, but he's still barely
There's so many things to protect Achilles. You need to protect this Nexus turret that's super low, the inhibitor in the bot lane. Longzhu Gaming, somehow, we write them off, and you understand that given how far behind they were with 3 inhibitors down. They find a Baron. Elder Dragon is still like a Baron buff for Samsung Galaxy. Remember, they do have Quadra Drake buff, so Elder Dragon spawning is another objective they can fight for that maybe Longzhu won't be able to walk up to. But suddenly, the what-ifs are getting more and more real, and you can't help but pinch yourself and wonder, could Longzhu actually manage the 2-0?
This will be the 3rd time in less than a week that we would see a team lose with 4 dragon buffs, if that is the case. For now, though, Samsung just trying to hover around that bottom side of the map. We'll go way
close
back
to being
into
hit
the
by
base
a damn Nexus laser. That's how up he is. You understand the theory, but BDD's like, okay, cool. Ults him. Down goes the Twitch, who's most of the damage. Crown is zoned from doing damage as he can't get through the Crocodile. Nice in theory, but Ruler not making us a believer on the Twitch. Crown has cleanse.
Lock-in comes down. Ash Arrow's there. Not sure if they needed to commit that one in. There was almost no way to follow up onto Crown for the kill. He keeps him at bay for the moment, but now Poking in on this bottom side of the map is Samsung. Top side as well, going to be exposed here to Ambition right as that respawn comes through.
Playing multiple lanes is smart from Samsung Galaxy. They try to disengage, it's a bit late.
Weaver's Wall comes through and the Super Creeps pushing in on the mid side. They're actually going to be cut off from these Nexus turrets, so maybe they go down. Ambition is here all on its lonesome, just taking these ones away, so Longzhu, they have to make a decision, and really it's a lose-lose for them. Lose that bottom inhibitor yet again, lose out on their first Nexus turret, just one more standing. As regen back up to about half HP. That's Gorilla not going to connect.
Samsung doesn't have to give them a 5v5. Everything is working for them. Wait for 3 minion waves to start crashing, even against Baron minions. The amount of pressure you can create is probably going to be enough. A lot on Ruler here. He can't afford to be the first one to die. A 3rd fight in a row.
As long as you can find that pick, then perhaps they can do it. Snowball off of killing that Twitch. As you can see, it's just so tense inside the base right now. Longzhu just hovering back and forth.
They have Baron buff, right? So they can spread Baron buff to 3 lanes, and what would have been an immediate push from Samsung is slowed down. The next minion wave is closer, and that means the accumulated pressure for Samsung right now isn't getting them damage on the next turn.
That Arrow gonna go wide, Prey. Not being as accurate as he needs to be, but that's gonna be Ambition getting hooked in. The play comes through, has the shield. Gets the redemption to get popped back up just a little bit. Shockwave connects it on the Ruler. Oh,
he's dead!
Flash forward, BDD takes it
out.
Maybe they can do it here as the bottom lane just gets shattered on the side of Samsung. Cuvée as well gets chunked out. They hold on. Longzhu keep it alive for a bit longer, but is it enough? Can they get anything off the backside of this? Prey and Gorilla will be pushing up the mid lane, but going for the objectives, the inhibitors of Samsung, still is way too risky.
Longzhu, even when they have 1 tool down, they never have 3 tools to link up. They only ever have 1. Ash Arrow went out wide, Cocoon hit. Rek'Sai falls low and you're like, wait, where's the Shockwave? You check, it's still up, you're wondering where it's gonna go. It finds Ruler, and BDD once again breathes new life into Longzhu. Don't get me wrong, they are still way behind in this game. Like you say, they can't even take an inhibitor after winning the fight. Samsung Galaxy need to take a breath, need to take the Elder Dragon, return. This time it won't be against super minions. They'll be able to group the minion waves, take down the turret, then it's a Baron Nexus and things can go well. But what does this mean for Game 3, Achilles, where they've been staved off for what, 10 to 12 minutes, where they should have been able to end the game?
I think it might have even been longer than that. But hard to say. For now, though, Elder Dragon getting ready to spawn in 7 seconds. And you'd have to expect Longzhu to respond to this one. Get a little bit of pressure alleviated here in the mid lane as the inhibitor has respawned, but bot and top both moving in those super creeps. Elder Dragon gets started, they will draw this one out. It's just about to halfway. And the Weaver's Wall comes through. Cuz makes it to the other side. You can see Samsung immediately peeling back off of this.
Khan jumps over, doesn't have the slice and dice. They turn onto it.
The 50-50. Super Creeps pushing into the bottom side of the map. Look at the mini-map at the moment.
Ruler hasn't ulted yet.
It's leashing back yet again. Longzhu keeping this one in the fight. And Samsung, they got to be more than happy for this because look at the giant clump of Super Creeps pushing in. They're going to be knocking down that Nexus turret. They have to surrender the Elder Dragon. And Samsung just come out on top in both instances.
I mean, Samsung was smart. They pulled back because they knew the longer they keep them around Elder Dragon, the more likely the next star goes down. Like you say, it goes down. Longzhu could have just stayed in the base. They didn't need to walk up. Got sucked into staying too long. They will lose their middle inhibitor again.
Yeah, the last vestige of hope going down, flying in on a core JJ, but now 4 stacks on these Elder Dragons here.
Doesn't get a lot of value from the ultimate, Achilles.
Doesn't get anything at all, really. Gone chunked out a bit, but he can heal himself back up innately as Renekton, but yet again, 3 inhibs dead. Hook gonna go wide. Gorilla needs to find one in onto the likes of Crown or Ruler.
It would take a miracle for Longzhu.
Ash Arrow into Crown has the cleanse. Right off the bat, keeps himself safe.
They wait for the minion waves to come in. Samsung's playing this smartly. It needs a moment of brilliance from Longzhu.
Ruler opens up in onto Cuz, chunks him down to about half HP. Still gonna be okay at the moment. Will get those concussive blows popped as Prey just desperately tries to clear out these minion waves with the Hurricane. You can see Samsung, they are hesitating.
I mean, the last 3 or 4 haven't gone their way. Someone's made a mistake. Someone was caught out. You just kind of want to stand up and applaud Longzhu for repelling. 3 inhibitor push after 3 inhibitor push. But Samsung just need one pick, one fight, and they will win.
And again, looking for Khan, just a bit too tanky. Ruler nearly having the spray and pray back up. 75% off cooldown as the next wave comes crashing in from the mid side. Bray just frontlining fearlessly, as fearlessly as he could possibly be, clearing out these minion waves. And I don't quite have an eye on it, but that Elder Dragon buff should be expiring in the not-so-distant future. For now, bot inhibitor coming back up will be taken top. The same story. So it's just going to be constantly chained together. 3 inhibs dead for the side of Longzhu over and over again. Dragon buff about 80% expired.
But you know, we've criticized teams for needing 3 Baron buffs to end the game, for needing multiple Drakes. 2 Elder Dragons claimed with a 4-stack Elder Dragon, including an Infernal. Samsung don't pull the trigger. They will get the Baron. Longzhu's certainly not going to walk up to that. It won't be an overlapping buff for very long, that's for sure. This time they have Baron and the minions will push faster. It feels like they're almost looking for an economic victory and winning with just say the Talia Weaver's Wall as the Baron buff minions finish the game. But the fact that they have to get such creative ways to win lets you know that Samsung, they're just not sure they can win a 5v5, even with everything else being stacked. They have a stacked deck, and yet they're wondering if it's faulty.
17-7 as we approach 50 minutes here. I believe 56-32, the summer record so far. Don't think we're going to quite hit that point, but the gold has been so very close. I mean, we're at that point where it doesn't really matter this.
So Cuvée sold his boots and bought a rapid fire cannon. So that's just for literally auto-attacking down the Nexus. It's going to make him slower. It means he's less likely or less reliable to get the Meganar off. It seems like he's just going to be a ranged auto-attacker rather than a team fighter.
Well, what does he sell to get his second?
We did learn that actually that buff doesn't stack. So that's just a silly build.
Got some nice learning during
Ruler just wants to end the game.
Yeah, he's trying to poke his way around, but everybody just cutting down toward him to try to keep tabs on this Twitch.
It's the moment, all pops.
Engage comes through, jumping in on because he goes low. The shield's coming
Shockwave?
through, trying to keep him alive. Shockwave not being tossed yet by BDD, looking for a bigger opening. But now it's going to be Prey, the one getting jumped on. Keeps himself alive in the front line. Crown is going to be the first one. He goes down. Prey destroying up with the Ash yet again as they will find 2 kills. Ambition goes down. Cuvée to follow. 3 more on the board as Longzhu keeps it alive. 20-17 at the moment. But yet again, can they get anything off of these picks?
This is an insane defense, just like CJ Blaze way back when. Captain Jack's famous, coming back from 3 Nexus turrets down. They keep doing it. Samsung flash in. They think they're going to kill Elise. She stays alive. So much AP from the Orianna on the shield. But remember, the Orianna ult still not used. Shockwave still not used. Held on for so long by BD. Gorilla flashes in. Flay into the ult. Crown dies first. Longzhu Gaming are still alive.
Prey didn't even lose his Guardian Angel that entire time, just firing away the shields from BDE. The lifesteal keeping him alive throughout the duration of that fight. Yet again, Longzhu keep their heads above
They notice
the water.
they're pushing out. Only Renekton is on the Nexus. They just want to end the game and kill us. They're backdooring.
Yeah, it's Core JJ and Ruler coming in. The recalls now starting as Khan and Cuz try to hold this one off. The concussive blows coming through as they try to get in on the Ruler. Khan has to dash his way back. The Glacial Fissure not going to pop him up as they try to finish this one out.
It's
that
so
might
low.
just be it. Ruler goes down. Can they get him? Yes, they do. They hold on yet again. The Super Cream pouring into the base, but Samsung have stopped Longzhu from gaining anything. A couple hits onto the Nexus would have finished the game, but they just cannot find it.
The Nexus stays alive, but the respawns come in, and once again, Samsung get another chance. How many more another chances do they need? It's just a regular season game, but it feels like a finals game. We're in the off-season. The stadium is full. Longzhu want to be top 3. They believe they can go 7-2 in the first round robin, and people around the world are starting to believe with them.
You know what? I don't even care that we didn't have the telecom war yesterday anymore. I don't. This is perfectly enough for me. Plenty to shout about, and some of the craziest holds on a Nexus that I have ever seen.
But at this point, it's
look at this.
But think about it, Kilios. It's at 1500 HP. Another backdoor mission. It goes down. Double Zarot portal put down to buy some pushing. But they also need the control wards. It's actually smart because late game Zerots are a normal thing, as you just kind of giggle aplenty. But remember, they also need to sell items to put down control wards to spot the Twitch, and then buy a Zerot portal, and then buy your item again. So there's multiple steps here, because it's 1500 HP. The Nexus doesn't tick up that fast. The next backdoor is, what, 3 autos from the Twitch, and the game is over. So Longzhu are petrified in their base. They can't exit while they don't have 3 inhibitors up. So they're still stuck, and it feels like Samsung just get as many rolls as they want. It's like a training drill for Samsung in ending games, and they're failing the damn training drill.
You know, I've never played that Nexus Siege custom game mode that Riot made, but if I had to guess, this is probably what it would look like if you're playing as Samsung side on expert mode, because they keep trying to siege the base and they keep coming up short. Now the Zerot portals are out. Ash Arrow opened up. Weaver's Wall thrown in by Crown, just trying to cut them off, keep them all separated. Quick hop for the wall keeps Cubase safe as that top inhibitor does respawn. Bottom lane is there as well, and Longzhu desperately want to hold on to these. The hook comes down. Ball going to be shorted. Doesn't find any damage in on the core JJ as Cuz tries to keep Cuvée at bay.
Hook goes wide. Cuz slowly buying the time of Cuvée. Inhibitor on top doesn't go down. Bot doesn't go down yet. Cuz is doing a lot of damage. He's been able to farm up plenty of ability power.
And he has, but Samsung yet again just sticking around. They want to break this, and Cuz cannot join in with the rest of Longzhu. If somebody goes down, that could be crucial. You see Cuvée is backing off.
A 6-item Cuvée is having to walk away from a late game Elise. Can't win the split push war, even with a pretty crazy build. If you look at what he's put together, he's sold him so many items. The rapid fire cannon's still there.
GA's still down.
Adaptive Helm to get less damage coming through from the Elise, I guess. Certainly the Orianna. Man, this game looked so simple for Samsung. There's not going to be too many smiles on the Samsung booth, even if they win this game.
But I have all smiles going through this one.
Roller walks up again.
Bray pushing forward. Hook comes down in on the core JJ.
Yes, the core go in.
For this one, Glacial Fisher comes down. Bray keeping himself alive, and core JJ will be able to exit safely. Fisher and Cuvée, even those two splitting down to the bottom side of the map, cannot get past Cuz to break the inhibitor line.
Prey is a sentry turret. Guardian Angel is the final item with triple Zeal items and the Infinity Edge Blade, the Ruin King. Items are just insane.
He's swapping out something.
He's going to get another Zerot portal.
Getting the Zerot portal to throw down.
Throw that down, go and sell. This is ultra late game. We don't get to see it so much. It feels comical, but for these players, it is the highest stakes possible. As we continue to get the rejiggering of items, there's a locket on the side of Cuz. In 7-12, the locket was changed, so now it scales on health. You need about 1,000 bonus health, so you buy early second item as a support, doesn't do much, but late game, even with Rylai's and items on the side of Elise, it's another shield, it's another tool to try to keep this game extended. And you know what the amazing thing is, Kilios? Samsung need another Baron and Elder Dragon. They probably want to stack it this time because they need all the buffs they can get.
Yeah, well, we are very close now to breaking the record, and unless Samsung can explode with an ace and just knock down that Nexus, it seems like we will be breaking 56-32. 40 seconds out now. Baron coming back up, immediately engaged here from the side of Samsung, and Cuz, he's busy gatekeeping Cuvée, so there will not be a smite for in the Baron pit. It'll be all down to dumb luck. Don goes into the pit as he tries to open up on this one. Cleanse comes off, and the Baron still goes over to the side of Samsung.
They know Nars not there. They just want to win a 4v4.
He finds the shockwave, but it really only catches core JJ Ruler. Now he's under fire by Prey. Frontlining yet again. Takes him down. Ambition jumps in with the ultimate. Finishes off BDD. Cuvée has gotten the kill in onto Cuz. He's opening up on that inhibitor. Should be able to knock it down, and that will be the Nexus exposed. Longzhu has to get back to the base, but there's just no way for it to happen. Prey coming back in off the GA, and after such a nutty game, we will see the conclusion. 5 seconds longer than the previous record for summer 2017. Samsung, despite the stacked deck, get delayed time and time again, but they finally close it out.
And as I predicted, no one is smiling on the side of Samsung Galaxy. We all need to take it down a notch. We do still have a Game 3 on our hands. Longzhu tried something. They knew that if rinse and repeat, they were allowed to have 3 inhibitors go down, the game would eventually go Samsung's way. They weren't pushing forward, they weren't inching forward. They never got an inhibitor in this game, Achilles. They never got that far on the map, so they thought, okay, Cuz can buy the time of Gnar. Gnar is a big team fighter. Let's fight 4v4. It's the best we're going to get. The 4v4 didn't go their way. At the same time, Gnar splattered the spider in the bot side of the map. The game ends. It's going to be a lot about mental fortitude when we go into Game 3. Khan isn't looking to steal the Baron, by the way. He wants to get there and win the 4v4 fight afterwards. They had so many buffs that you thought this would be enough.
If that shockwave had hit Ruler, perhaps.
The what-ifs of this game go endlessly. There was 56 minutes plus of them. Cuz could not 1v1 QV, but he could buy time. If they could win a 4v4 fight, maybe it would be enough. They weren't able to do that. Ambition actually got the ultimate, the Void Rush, to kill off Orianna in the backside after they'd taken down the Twitch. And QV ends the game. It feels cruel for Longzhu, but they still have to do it all in Game 3 because the series continues.
That it does. An endurance test here for these teams, as well as, both physical and mentally. A bit of an endurance test. Breaking the former summer record for longest game. Will be tied up 1-1. Samsung barely find themselves that win.
We're going to the wee hours of the night, I think, Achilles. We're going 6 games. You can't ask for 6 better games, and hopefully we have on the menu wonderful Game 2, the hold from Longzhu, a famous one, even if it doesn't lead to a victory. And somehow they have to put aside the best part of an hour's gameplay, the strategies, the best laid plans, and do it all again from minute 1.
Yeah, seems like this second set not going to be starting until after 8 p.m. A very rare treat for us here, Papa Smithy. But we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we'll have our final game of this first match of the night.